My name is Julian Rodriguez Drix. That's Julian, last name Rodriguez-Drix. I am here as a resident of Washington Park. I live within 1 mile of this facility. I have asthma, and I drive, bike, or bus past this facility almost every single day. I've got to be honest with you, I have so much to say, and I am so tired that I don't have the fire left in me anymore. You've heard it tonight, you've heard everyone speaking out against this, and I've been spending late nights. I've got a family with 2 kids, a full-time job, and now it's on us as the community to try to spend our free time pouring through pages and pages and pages of bureaucratic nonsense that is finding ways to justify a facility that you've heard everyone here speak out against. And I don't have any illusions. I know that most likely you will approve this, and we will fight it. But I also know that because of how this system works, because you don't hear everyday people speaking out about everyday realities, you only hear bureaucratic nonsense that fits in with the jargon. You know, I, for better or worse, work at a state agency. I have the educational background to be able to pour through these documents that are produced, make some kind of sense of it. It is exhausting. So I don't have the fire in me right now to go into the depths of how I truly feel about this, but I'll try to give you some of that bureaucratic jargon so that you can actually expand the scope of your environmental document and actually take things into account that should be looked at, because I know as it currently is, most of the things that people are talking about here today won't be included. And you'll be able to come up with this, 100-page, 200-page long document that says that this whole thing is fine and there's no major environmental impacts and that it has a net benefit and yada, yada, yada. And I say that that's bullshit. And I want to say why. First of all, there is no justification that this facility is needed. In the documents that National Grid has already submitted to FERC, the reasons that they give that this is needed is that 2 companies have said that they need a diversified supply. Those 2 companies are Boston Electric and Narragansett Gas. Narragansett Electric and Boston Gas. Those 2 companies happen to be subsidiaries of National Grid. So basically, we have National Grid saying that we need this because they say that we need it. Oh, and who's going to pay for it? Well, of course, they're going to pass it through and make us pay for it. They're saying it's going to make the prices more stable. That is also not true, because domestic prices of gas are just as subject to fluctuations as the international market is. This will not increase supply. This will not change anything other than give them their own supply so that they can sell it to Massachusetts and other sites in Rhode Island. And who knows, down the line, maybe they're going to want to put an export facility in here. 2005, one of the few times, rare times, that FERC actually denied an application was for an LNG import facility here. It was denied because of safety, and I don't have any illusions. It's not because anyone at FERC or National Grid cares about, Benno's Keyspan. They don't care about the community here, but they cared about it because the tanker ships would go by Newport, they would go by the rich white parts of Rhode Island, and people there got up in arms over it. The Attorney General got up in arms over it. They commissioned a report from Richard Clark, the former White House anti-terrorism expert, who was able to put 100-something on page document together saying how dangerous it would be and all the potential risks of explosions and disasters. And so that's why it was turned down. So National Grid came back to the drawing table. They got rid of the ship. Now they're producing it by pipeline. And they think it's going to go through, and they think that no one's going to care about this neighborhood. But this neighborhood is going to be organized. We are organized, we're resilient, and we will fight back. I want you, FERC, to look at the cumulative effects of this facility. I want you to look at the facilities that are next to it. You have the Univar facility right next door, which has a 14-mile hazard radius. That includes 313 schools and over 110,000 students who are at risk of a chemical accident and a disaster. That, if anything were to go wrong at this LNG tank or at the liquefaction facility, that Univar facility would be impacted. There has never been an accident with LNG tankers, but there have been accidents with LNG liquefaction facilities and LNG tanks, like the ones that we have here already and the ones that are being proposed. In 2004 in Algeria, there was a liquefaction facility explosion which killed 27 people, injured 80, and destroyed an entire complex. If that were to happen here, it would trigger the Univar facility next to it, which would have a secondary trigger with a 14-mile hazard radius. This Univar facility has trichloroethylene, dichlorofluoroethane, acetone, ammonia, ethylexylene adipate, certain glycoethyls, chlorine, chlorobenzene, phthalates, dibutylphthalates, dichloroethylene, diethylmaline, ethylene glycol, formaldehyde, formic acid, freon, hydrochloric acid, and more, which is being transported in and out of our communities by train right past the zoo, right past 95, right past this LNG tank, the proposed facility, on trucks right through our neighborhood streets, right on 95. This is the neighborhood we're already sitting in. This is a corporate sacrifice zone, and this is environmental racism. It is also right next to the Motiva Oil and Park facility, which serves fuel for all of southern New England. That's all of Rhode Island, eastern Connecticut, Worcester County, Massachusetts, and the south coast of Massachusetts. This facility brings the fuel that the whole region uses, but yet it is a toxic release inventory on the EPA list that emits the largest pollution source for this zip code and for most of northern Rhode Island, right in the middle of South Providence and in Washington Park, right by my house, right by my community, right by where my friends and my family live. This facility is also right next door. There was a fire strike that happened. There was lightning that hit a Motiva tanker ship in 2006, right next to this LNG tanker. There was an earthquake that happened just this summer in August, which was, the epicenter was in Fields Point, right next to this facility.
We have about 10 more people signed up. I'd like to give them a chance to, you're kind of off the scale here.
I will submit the rest of writing.
That's fine. When we get through the 10, you can come back up.
I will.